This is a beautiful example of how to do a downspout. Now we're shallow here, so we have this offset coupler set to where it's higher to the surface. Then we come down here, we're deeper in the grade, so we have the offset lower. You can see how the offset is low here, how the pipe is flat here. We now have this new 3-inch coupler for our Pro Kit. This is for our Pro Kit, and it fits our 3-inch plus pipe. This pipe is a little larger in diameter. Special 3-inch pipe. We're making it just for yard drains. Guys are doing a beautiful job.
The 3-inch Pro Kit gives you more flexibility, more options when it comes to adjusting your slope and your depth of your line. This is a level 3 kit. We recommend it for advanced homeowners and, of course, contractors.
So this is why we love 3-inch pipe for yard drainage. We go under a sprinkler line right here. We go over a sprinkler line right here. We go under another sprinkler line right here, and we're maintaining the perfect slope, by the way. So we got a 4-inch riser on the leaf filter, and it's going to the French drain man, not quite a 90. And then we have our 3-inch offset adapter to get us to the 3-inch pipe. This is a beautiful kit. This is our Pro Series. This is our Generation 4. This is our 3-inch plus kit.
When you're digging your trench, you want to make sure you have a really flat bottom in your trench. If you see any high spots, you want to take down those high spots. You want it to be completely flat throughout the entire bottom of the trench. I'll tell you what's going to happen if you have a high spot. It's going to cause a little area for the pipe to dip. I always say there's absolutely nothing wrong with corrugated pipe. If it fails because of the installer. Always start your line as shallow as possible so you can create slope in a flat yard, and keep your catch basin very close to your downspout. The further it's away from the downspout, the more contamination throughout the line.
Always tape up the fitting really good right at the catch basin, where you connect the pipe as well as where the coupler comes to the catch basin. Now you want to tape your Y connection. It's a lot easier to do it now.
A question I get asked often: if you're tying 2 downspouts together, do you use one catch basin? And typically, I prefer to use a catch basin off of each downspout. Each one will hold 1 gallon of shingle gravel.
This is the perfect example why we made the 3-inch plus kit, and why we've gone to 3-inch pipe for everything when it comes to downspouts. We're under a sprinkler here, we're over a sprinkler here, and we're under a sprinkler there. We didn't have to cut the sprinkler system. We didn't have to molest a brand new sprinkler system. Now this is 4-inch pipe. You can see the difference. Now if we were going to try to get that pipe in this trench, we were going to have to cut all 3 of those lines. You can just see, as a homeowner and as a contractor, you're going to want the 3-inch line. You're going to want it because it's ease of install, and you're going to want it because you're going to have less modifications done to your sprinkler system. Irrigation systems, they don't go well with yard drain systems. They catch heck, unfortunately, and we know this. And we've never been able to use 3-inch pipe because nobody made the fittings. So now we're making all these special fittings.
Whether you're a DIYer or contractor, you want to have a helping hand. Work in pairs. It's so much easier to tape up your underground buried downspout system. You want to use plenty of tile tape on all the connections. You want to seal it up. That'll keep out all the tree roots and shrubs. This is a beautiful tie-in, the way the men wide 2 downspouts into 1 discharge line. Your line is going to stay cleaner when you're discharging 2 downspouts into 1 line. And yes, you can run 2 downspouts on a 3-inch line. We do it all the time. Just make sure to put some pea stone around the pop-up emitter, and do not tape the pop-up emitter. Tape it up real good here at the Y, at this intersection where they merge together, It's really important that you have a really good connection.
So this is a perfect example of two downspouts wide together. Beautiful example. Nice slope on the system. The catch basins are at the perfect distance off the house. Right away, we're going to be dumping shingle gravel off the roof. It falls out of the downspout into our French drain man's not quite a 90, which is ramped and set with a lot of slope. We want to get all that shingle gravel to the inline sediment trap. Now we could run this line as far as we want because we know that we have no contamination in the system. We caught all the leaves right here in the leaf filter. It's going to catch all the leaves. Super easy to clean the leaves out. We still have to attach that downspout. We go right into an inline catch basin. This is for shingle gravel. That's for organic material like bark, sticks, tree seeds, twigs. You'd be surprised what you catch with that. And then this will get your fines, your shingle gravel, any small debris, heavy tree buds that won't float to the pop-up. It's a beautiful example right here. Really nice job. Another inline sediment trap there, another leaf filter here. These are merged together. We got a main line. I have no problem putting two downspouts on one 3-inch line. If you're in the tropical storm region, you live in Florida, then just run an isolated 3-inch line for each one.
I wanted to show a couple of different ways that you can merge downspouts together. Now, this is how we always run a single line, and if we're just merging two lines. This is your average home. This is not a McMansion. This is not a house that has 3x4 downspouts where we have so much roof water that we have to isolate each line to its own separate pop-up. This is how you run a line and combine two lines to a pop-up emitter. But I want to show you how to do a whole house roof runoff system. And when you're going to be putting a whole house on one downspout line, you want it to be a 4-inch main. So we're going to go into that video right now. Every 4-inch downspout system, unless it's a commercial rooftop, should be started out with 3-inch pipe. The problem with 4-inch, for most residential homes, you don't have enough water to really clear and clean the pipe. When the water falls off the rooftop into a 4-inch pipe, it is displaced over such a great area that the water just mellows right out and you don't get a good flow to the inline catch basin. By using a 3-inch pipe from the gutter downspout to the inline catch basin, we're going to move all the shingle gravel and we're going to catch it in the inline sediment trap, the inline catch basin. Now this catch basin allows us to have a coupler on one end that's for 3-inch pipe and then a coupler on the other end that has a 4-inch pipe. Now you can go to a 4-inch pipe if you choose to. We will be tying in other downspouts on this main 4-inch line. This is a beautiful example on how you start a roof runoff system out with a 3-inch line off a downspout and then you tie it into a 4-inch main. All the water from this side of the home will be on this one 4-inch main. This catch basin has some tiny holes drilled in it, and there's some fabric underneath it. The men are going to pack stone under it and around it. That way, any water that's left behind after the rain event can slowly leach into the subsoil. Make sure to drill small holes. You don't want to drill really big holes because you don't want to lose a lot of water during the actual rain event. Here, the men are tying in another downspout into the same 4-inch main. Again, they're using the 3-inch pipe. All the shingle, gravel, and debris that comes off this rooftop is going to find its way into the catch basin. We're going to get a really good flow of water through this 3-inch line. Then we go into the catch basin where the water has a greater area to spread over. It loses its velocity, it mellows out, and it drops all of its sediment. When it enters the 4-inch pipe, all the debris has now been collected in the inline catch basin. It'll be clean, clear water flowing all the way to the discharge line. Nothing to clog the line. This is the right way to do multiple downspouts to a 4-inch main. We confidently run 4 downspouts on one 4-inch main, and in some cases, if we have a couple of short gutter runs, we will put 5 downspouts on one 4-inch main. Right here, Juan asked me to tell him when the leaf filter is straight. You really want somebody to give you a hand when you go to set all your leaf filters. If somebody can line up and make sure that they're square and straight with the house, it's really helpful. So when you go to pack the dirt in around it, you don't end up with a crooked installation. We took this 4-inch main to daylight. People always ask, what does that mean? Taking a drain line to daylight. Well, you take the line to where it finally comes out of the ground. You take it out so far that you have some drop. Right here, this drops off. There's this big runoff ditch behind this home. And we went ahead and just ran it to a piece of dual wall with a critter guard in it. And the men cut a nice mitered cut to match the grade. A beautiful example of taking a drain line to daylight. This 4-inch main goes down the side of this home and has half the roof runoff water of this home running through this 4-inch main. We have a 4-inch main on the other side of the house doing the exact same thing. If you found any of this information helpful, give us a thumbs up. It supports the channel. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section. I'm your host, Robert Sherwood, and until the next video.